Hello and welcome. In this video, we will learn decomposition and its types. At the end of this video, you will be able to explain the process of decomposition and differentiate between lossy and lossless decomposition. In a database, data redundancy means repetition of data. The redundancy in a database not only leads to duplication of data, it also causes loss of data integrity and data consistency. Let us take an example. Consider an examination table that holds information regarding students and marks obtained in an examination. And the table has 5 attributes: roll number, student name, subject code, subject name, and marks. Also, notice that the data is repeated in attributes roll number, student name, subject code, and subject name. So how can we resolve this redundancy of data in the examination table? This can be achieved by breaking the examination table into 2 tables, that is, student and subject tables, so that we can eliminate the duplicate values. Therefore, the process of breaking down of one table into multiple tables is called decomposition. There are 2 methods of decomposition. One is lossy decomposition and another is lossless decomposition. Now let us see what lossy decomposition is. As we saw in our previous example, the examination table was decomposed into student and subject table, which helped us in solving redundancy of data. But it has caused another problem, that is, we have lost the actual information. After decomposing the tables, we are not able to identify which student has obtained how many marks in which subject. We are only aware that some students exist and some subjects can be chosen. However, we do not know how these 2 tables are interlinked. Hence, we can say that the loss of information due to decomposition is called lossy decomposition. Since lossy decomposition leads to loss of information, we need to have some other form of decomposition in which we do not lose any information. Before that, we should identify whether a decomposition is lossy or not. So, how are we going to perform this? It is very simple. You just need to reassemble the data to its original form, which we call as the process of decomposition. If we are unable to take the data to its original form, then we can say that we have lost some information. So when all information found in the original database is preserved after decomposition, we call it as lossless decomposition or non-lossy decomposition. Now let us take a look at an example of lossy decomposition. Consider the student information table, which has 3 attributes: ID, name, and address. When the student information table is decomposed, it gives us 2 tables, that is, student name and student address, as shown on screen. The student name table has attributes such as ID and name, while the student address table has attributes such as name and address. After joining the tables student name and student address, the resultant table will produce inconsistent data or extra tuples. In this example, the address information for student ID 102 and 103 has been lost. As you look at the original student information, the student Alice with ID 102 actually lives in California, but the resultant table produces 2 results that either she lives in California or Tokyo. Similarly, student Alice with ID 103 actually lives in Tokyo, but the resultant table produces 2 results that either she lives in Tokyo or California. Therefore, the actual information is lost, and this leads to lossy decomposition. In this example, we saw that the records were not lost. Instead, what we lost was the information about which records were present in the original relation. Now let us look into an example of lossless decomposition. Consider a student information table which has 3 attributes: ID, name, and address. When student information table is decomposed, it gives us 2 tables, that is, student name and student address table, as shown on screen. Where the student name table has attributes ID and name, and the student address table has attributes name and address. After joining the tables student name and student address, the resultant table has produced the same records as in the original student information table. Therefore, the information of student ID 102 and 103 is not lost, even after decomposition. This leads to lossless decomposition. Now let us do a quick recap of this video. Decomposition is the process of breaking down one table into multiple tables. Decomposition can be achieved in two ways: lossy decomposition and lossless decomposition. The loss of information due to decomposition is called lossy decomposition. When the information is not lost even after decomposition, it is known as lossless decomposition. Thank you for watching this video.